There he sits, cap yanked low like a forehead billboard, beard sculpted like he's auditioning for Viking Monthly. The lights dial to halo his smug jawline, and those eyes, always the same dead-eyed stare, like a taxidermied owl judging your masturbation habits. This, he intones, dripping sanctimony, is what's wrong with gym culture. Voice lowered to funeral director octaves, the cadence of someone explaining death to a child. Cue the sermon. Joey Swoll, a name an algorithm would shit out if you fed it men's health covers and rejected porn scripts. He leans into that weird cadence as if he's trying to talk you down from a ledge while selling you a timeshare. Watch one Joey Swoll video and you've seen the entire grift. Carefully engineered morality plays built on the steady drip of other people's bad behaviour. His followers don't follow him. They follow the feeling he sells them. Righteousness without responsibility, morality without movement, the pleasure of judgment without the burden of action. The formula's so predictable it could be printed on the back of his supplement bottles. Find footage of random asshole doing asshole things in a gym. The internet produces these people like cancer cells, endless supply. Smash cut to Joey's disappointed dad face, twisted like he's just smelled Satan's protein fart. He stares into the camera like he's giving it a prostate exam with his eyes. Then that catchphrase that makes prison seem appealing. Be better. Rough translation. Please continue filming assholes that keep this gravy train rolling. So clean, so polished, so utterly hollow. It's not conversation, it's junk food morality, fast food ethics, outrage porn on steroids. The comments erupt like pustules on diseased skin. Their monosyllabic worship: King, Chad, Based, W. And that voice, that fucking voice. Swoll's delivery, that condescending ASMR whisper cosplaying as kindness. That's the real con. The audio equivalent of a reach around from a barbed wire glove. You're not meant to notice how the voice contradicts what it's doing. The voice says, "We need to respect each other in the gym." The content says, "Here's another random person served up for worldwide humiliation." His tone says, "I'm here to help." His business model says, "I'll skin you alive for 1 million views." If you can't see the strings, then you're exactly the kind of mark who buys 8 different pre-workouts because some roided up muppet told you to. That measured, hostage negotiator drone mainline sedative directly into your critical thinking. The hushed tones of someone explaining you why your dog had to be put down. He convinces the mob they aren't shaming, they're learning. Not dogpiling, but growing. Making the world better, one obliterated reputation at a time. It's not education, it's digital taxidermy. People stuffed, posed, and mounted on Swoll's wall of shame before they've even cooled. CEO of Positivity. Let that title curdle in your brain like a protein shaker left in a hot car. Not advocate, not teacher. Chief Executive Officer of an abstract emotion. CEOs don't create, they manage. They don't build, they acquire. They don't serve, they profit. It's the perfect title for what he actually sells. Corporate, sanitized, branded, a boardroom version of human decency where the bottom line matters more than the human cost. Packaging public humiliation as leadership, transforming mob justice into a business model. The Swoll strategy: find someone's worst moment, amplify it, dissect it, profit from it. The perfect business model: infinite supply, insatiable demand, and 0 production costs. Then call yourself the CEO of Positivity with a straight face. Like calling a slaughterhouse a retirement home for cows. He calls it spreading positivity. Like calling a guillotine a neck massager. Joey doesn't spread positivity. He brands it like cheap cologne on a turd. He doesn't strengthen gym culture. He scavenges its screw-ups for clout. The illusion of moral clarity in a world drowning in grey. Each clip a black and white fable. Villain here, saviour there. You, the viewer, on the hero's bench just for showing up. Simple, clean, profitable. And every week another sacrifice on the altar of Joey's income statement so the brand can breathe. Before appointing himself the Dalai Lama of dumbbells, Joey was balls deep in the Shreds empire. A scam factory churning out hype-soaked garbage. Not just the mascot, the money man. Shreds, the supplement equivalent of selling fake Rolexes outside a bus station. You don't hear about that chapter in this Messiah's sermon on the weight bench. Overpriced supplements that did jack shit. Customized meal plans that meant changing the name at the top of the same copy-paste PDF. Before and after photos so doctored they needed malpractice insurance. This isn't backstory, it's the bedrock of the current grift. How hypocrisy looks when it's jacked and tanned. This Gandhi of Gaines wagging his finger at you, his past reeks worse than a gym bag full of unwashed singlets. Did he ever apologise? Confess his sins? At least own the irony? Did he say, hey, I helped run a bullshit factory that preyed on beginners? Fuck no. He didn't repent. He rebranded. He didn't grow. He pivoted. He didn't learn. He just changed lanes on the highway to wealth without hitting the blinker. He swapped out false promises for fake piety. New skin, same snake. The leopard didn't change its spots. It just hired better PR to convince you spots were now called empowerment dots. The wolf didn't stop being a wolf. He just realized sheep respond better when you dress like a shepherd. And here's where the teeth start grinding. Joey Swoll gets a fresh start. Past scrub clean. The schmucks in his clips, a shallow digital grave. Joey gets praised. They get crucified. Fossilized in digital amber. Permanent exhibits in Joey's moral museum. Not people anymore, but content coal. Fuel for Joey's righteousness furnace. He chants, do better like a defective speak and spell. Another padlock on their digital coffins. You never see the after. Only the crime scene. Only the mugshot. If Joey gave even a half-constipated shit about improving gym culture, he'd show the follow-up. The growth, apologies, people being better, actual change. But that's not sexy. That doesn't trend. Shame sells. Salvation starves. The whole racket needs a steady supply of screw-ups. No clowns, no crown. No sinners, no saint. This isn't about making gyms better. It's about making Joey richer. For everyone else, one strike, you're out, forever. Welcome to redemption. Terms and conditions apply. Offer void for anyone not named Joey Swoll. Joey's the sheriff in this wild west of weight racks. His followers the posse. Only their six-shooters are smartphones, and they don't miss. His tut-tutting's the dog whistle. The comment section devolves into a digital reenactment of Lord of the Flies. An army of incel hate dwarfing the original offence. Death threats, doxing, promises to find addresses, workplaces, family members, the online equivalent of a lynch mob with torches and pitchforks. And all in the name of gym etiquette. All to teach a lesson. All served under the banner of being better. The delicious irony, inciting a storm of abuse to punish someone for being abusive. Joey doesn't sick him, doesn't need to. He lights the fuse, steps back, clean hands, dirty money, watching the blast radius grow. It's not inciting the mob, it's outsourcing the violence. He could leash the dogs with one word, enough. But every hate tap pumps the algorithm's veins. Engagement's engagement, It doesn't matter if it's love or death threats. His silence isn't oversight, it's operating procedure. So let's call this shit for what it is. A calculated business operation disguised as moral crusading. Joey Swoll isn't Mother Teresa running a charity. He's running an ATM that spits cash every time he furrows his brow. You think he's genuinely upset when he finds a video of some asshole filming a girl on the leg press? That's payday. A new Rolex. Another mansion payment. Outrage isn't the mission. It's the product. The inventory. Raw materials for the outrage assembly line. Joey doesn't solve gym problems. He strip mines them, refines them, packages them, markets them, ships them worldwide and pockets the profit. It's not social justice, it's social capitalism. Monetized moral superiority. A digital pyramid scheme with outrage, the sole product. The biggest joke isn't Joey, it's his disciples. Millions of grown men believing that Joey Swoll personally gives a fuck about them. These mostly lonely dudes, the Swoll Patrol or whatever the fuck they call themselves this week, defend their jacked Jiminy Cricket with all the rabid intensity of religious converts, ready to die on Mount Swoll. It's the same broken wiring that makes teenage girls believe Justin Bieber is singing directly to them. The same neural misfires that convince men to empty bank accounts for women who wouldn't recognize them in a police lineup. These evolutionary dead ends are so emotionally invested in thinking Joey's their bro, they'll overlook every contradiction, excuse every hypocrisy, and attack anyone who threatens their parasocial security blanket. "You're just jealous," they type one-handed. The other, clutching their emotional support protein shaker. "He's spreading positivity," they insist, as they flood a stranger's inbox with death threats. "He's making gyms better," they argue, having never once intervened in an actual gym incident themselves. These aren't fans. They're unpaid security guards simping for a millionaire who wouldn't piss on them if they were on fire. They're nothing but anonymous engagement metrics on their digital daddy's analytics dashboard. Faceless data points. Wallet opening mechanisms. Questioning a clout vampire isn't jealousy, it's diagnosis. The terminal condition of having your critical thinking replaced with pre-workout and parasocial delusion. Some pimple-faced 19-year-old makes a dumb comment about someone's squat death. Punishment. Digital guillotine before an audience of millions. Job loss, death threats, life derailed, permanent Google scarlet letter. He's dropping nukes on anthills, and the crowd cheers for the fallout. Joey sits atop his throne of skulls with millions of followers. His targets have what? A handful of Instagram randos, their audience smaller than a Zumba class. A slaughter where the crime never matches the sentence. The beautiful asymmetry. Algorithmic overkill packaged as justified intervention. The most honest thing Joey could ever say is, "Thank God for assholes. They're my retirement plan." But he'll keep bleeding, "Be better," silently praying that nobody does. The machine runs on poison. Joey's entire empire collapses the moment gym culture actually improves. Bankruptcy. The end of the gravy train. The beautiful contradiction powering this entire operation. The doctor quietly poisoning the well. The firefighter who moonlights as an arsonist. The preacher needs the damned. Let's get one thing straight. Gym creeps, clout vultures, and TikTok hyenas who film strangers for laughs, these people are trash. No one's defending that shit. But Joey Swoll? He's not the exterminator. He's the guy breeding the roaches to sell the poison. This self-appointed badge with his history of supplements that didn't supplement and programs that didn't program. When Joey turns shame into content, when he bottles humiliation and sells it like pre-workout, he doesn't cure gym culture. He becomes its terminal stage. Even more pathetic than gym bullies is a society that confuses algorithm-driven mob justice with actual change. You're not the audience, you're accomplices. This isn't content, it's execution theatre. But that's the hit, the rush, the dopamine fix that keeps you coming back. You're not just watching, you're participating in justice. Your doom scrolls now a righteous crusade. Look at me, you think. I'm saving fitness culture from my toilet seat. Your thumb becomes the gavel, your comments the sentencing. This is engagement in 2025. Intellectual autoerotic asphyxiation for people who think following fitness influencers counts as having a personality. And those token positive videos he posts? Smoke and mirrors. The thin veneer of garnish on a shit sandwich making this blood sport palatable enough to share with grandma. The algorithm gets fed, the villains get devoured, Joey gets paid, and you get to feel righteous without lifting a finger. The real loser's the concept of meaningful justice itself. But who cares when there's another video dropping tomorrow? This is how we pretend to make things better while ensuring they stay exactly the same. Joey Swoll isn't fixing toxic gym culture. He's its apex predator, its slickest monetization strategy. He's turned being better into a brand that feeds parasitically off the very dysfunction it claims to fight. He's not a reformer, he's a reaction channel on steroids. He doesn't want problems solved, he needs them eternal, renewable, sustainable. A steady supply of gym sinners maintaining his position as Saint Joey, Pope of positivity. When your answer to toxic gym culture is more toxic gym culture, amplified to millions, you haven't fixed jack shit. You've just monopolized and industrialized the market. Justice without mercy isn't justice, it's pornography. Joey Swoll has built the shiniest, loudest, most self-righteous coliseum in fitness, where millions watch as this bearded Caesar in a snapback lowers the thumb and another victim bleeds. The crowd goes wild, the lions feast. Joey cashes another check. Fade to black. Be better? Show us how, Joey. We're waiting.